Who is Chanita Jones-Howard?
Chanita Jones-Howard are definitely my surnames, but I'm Chanita. Chanita is a young woman, grew up in Inglewood, Chicagoan, an educator by nature and by trade, and an organizer through skill set and capacity.
When you say educator by nature and by trade, what do you mean?
I say an educator by nature and by trade because it's something that's innate in me. So thinking about what did I enjoy doing as a child, like what was my play games, I was always playing school. I was recruiting my brothers and sisters to play school with me, and when they got too old and didn't want to play, it was me and the teddy bears. It was all good. So definitely it's something that's always just been a part of me, and by trade because I studied it. I went to school for it and practiced it within the school. I'm certified, so by trade.
Talk about being practical with the things that you're teaching. A lot of things that I recall learning as I came up through the school system, a lot of things, most of those things I do not use in my daily life. So there were a lot of skills that were taught or learned or memorized, I should say, that you just don't have any real life application when you talk about once you become an adult. Whereas opposed to you talking about budgeting and coming up with a meal list and going out and doing the shopping and the cooking, those are practical things that our young people need to learn. Is that something that you felt was missing through your experience as an educator in the traditional school system?
Absolutely. So I think part of my story has to do with how I was educated. It's critical to reference that and thinking about how I chose to shift. So even before going into schools or working for educational institutions as an employee, we all started in school.
Right.
Our nation has compulsory education. And so thinking about that and my experience, I had a privileged school experience. And when I talk about a privileged school experience, there's an organization in Chicago, Horizons for Youth. And one of the things that Horizons for Youth does is provide low-income families with an opportunity for private school education. Now, don't get it twisted, there is a major difference between public school education and private school education. And so one of those things has to do with class sizes, but from my experience, it was also the practical application of skills.